tell you something about Andrew. This is my boy right here. You disrespect him, you're disrespecting me.
Inside fighting, shout out to inside fighting.
Welcome to Fight SZN Podcast here, my main man, Jesse Rowe. Jesse's live in Los Angeles, well, streaming from LA. I'm streaming from Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm here at the Red Rock Casino. Love the Red Rock. Probably top three favorite casino of mine, along with the Wynn. You can never beat the Red Rock. How you doing, Jesse?
I'm doing great. I've never stayed at the Red Rock before, but I've heard nothing but good things. My Vegas, that's a little luxurious for me, Cap. That's a little lavish for me. I like to, I keep it kind of. I've actually stayed at the Hooters Hotel once or twice, believe it or not. But we don't have to. You don't have to go there. But yeah, a little too lavish for me, brother.
So it's actually Red Rock's actually in Summerlin. It's Summerlin, Nevada. It's 20 minutes from the Strip. So that's the one downside. I got to take a Uber. Ubers are like 75 a pop. I only get the XLs. An Escalade from here to the Strip is about 75 bucks. But yeah, so it is 20 minutes off. But I like it's like I'm in Vegas, but I'm not in Vegas.
Yeah, that's okay. Sometimes you don't want to be like right next to all the commotion. Get a little break. Right. But yeah, it is kind of a drive. What
brought me here is, as you know, the viewers might not know. Why am I here? Jesse, let the viewers know why I'm here.
Well, you're there because obviously Canelo Alvarez just fought Jermell Charlo. It was a pretty awesome weekend, actually, overall. Great coverage, got a great videos, but from my perspective, the vibe in Las Vegas was pretty awesome. Just everything that I saw, it looked like it was a pretty exciting event.
Yeah, hopefully the sportsbook background is not too distracting for you guys at home, or for even you, Jesse. But no, the Vegas and the boxing world is still buzzing over Canelo.
Yeah,
what a dominant performance! Charlo was supposed to put up a little more of a fight. I've seen some memes. I'm seeing some stuff on social media. They're clowning him, saying he just showed up to pick up a check. And I was there live. I was like in third, fourth row. Charlo was definitely trying. He wasn't just there to pick up a check. In defense of Charlo, he was out there boxing. But when you're facing one of the all-time greats like Canelo's going to go down when it's all said and done in the boxing world as a top 10, top 15, top 20 great of all time. In any decade, Canelo's going to find success. He's strong. He's accurate. He has good boxing IQ. He made Charlo look average.
Yeah.
And the boxing world is still talking about that fight. Everyone wants to know what's next for Canelo. He has 2 losses on his resume. He lost to an all-time great, Floyd Mayweather, was his first loss. And then recently, over the past year, he lost to B-Ball.
Right.
But that loss was when Canelo moved up in weight to 175. Canelo likes to challenge himself. And he doesn't shy away from. If you look at his resume, if you look at his record, if you look at the level of boxers he's fought, he's always fighting a big name, and he's always coming out with the W. So he looks for competition. Canelo's not the type to shy away from competition, and with only 2 losses, the guy's incredible. When he fought Floyd, he was a young Canelo, but then, like I said, B-Ball is just a bigger guy. But I still think he should have. I still think he should have beat B-Ball, and he says that he went into that fight injured. Regardless, when it's all said and done, we're witnessing an all-time great here, Justin.
Yeah, and it was, just especially coming off of the John Ryder fight, where I think a lot of people were starting to imply that Canelo is slowing down, that he's lost a step. He really made a statement. He really came back. He was fully prepared. He was like arguably the best shape of his life. And I mean, that was from beginning to end. I don't think you could be more dominant other than getting the finish, which, it was possible. But I think at a certain point, Canelo just wanted to prove he didn't need the finish, that he could just outbox you for all 12 rounds. And there's nothing you can do about it. And Charlo even admitted it. Charlo said, that dude's a motherfucking beast. He's an ox. That it was, he's never felt
an ox
before. Yeah, he's an ox. So that says a lot to me.
His former promoter, one of my good friends, Oscar De La Hoya, I get it. Their relationship is severed. he does like to say that Canelo boxes in quicksand. Not too much feet movement. He stands there and just throws bombs. And, it's like he's boxing in quicksand. I mean, maybe it's a fair analysis, but I will say this, it works for Canelo.
Yeah.
So even if he's boxing in quicksand, it works for him. He likes to stay there, throw bombs. He has a vicious left hook. I was super impressed. I knew Canelo was going to win going into it, but the way he won, which is pure domination, he dropped him one time.
So
would have been great if he finished.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. But yeah, I was saying he dropped him one time. Would have been great if he finished him. A knockout would have put a stamp on the performance.
Mm-hmm. So, in one of the other storylines that came out of this was, Floyd Mayweather is obviously sitting ringside, and this incredible moment happens where Floyd congratulates Canelo. Obviously, they've had they had a fight when Canelo was 23 years old. You mentioned that's one of his only 2 losses of his career. That was an awesome moment, bro. Just to see that sort of respect, to see one legend. It felt kind of like a passing of the torch a little bit, even though Floyd's been retired for a while. It was really cool to see. I can imagine from like your perspective that was just, it felt like a little like capsule of time. It was one of those rare, cool moments.
You're nailing it, Jesse. You're nailing it.
Yeah.
The fact, I wouldn't call them rivals, but everyone knows Canelo's a great. Everyone knows Floyd's a great, undefeated. And Floyd handed Canelo his first loss. And the fact that Floyd's sitting ringside, Floyd's ringside at most big boxing events in Vegas. But the fact that he was there for this domination over Charlo, and after the fight, give him a nice handshake. They exchanged some pleasantries, some nice words to each other. Canelo congratulated him about one of Floyd's new ventures.
Right.
Floyd congratulated him on a good fight. They shook hands. It was all respect and love, and I love to see it. You have former competitors. I keep using the term greatest because when we see this is like Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Jordan. These are greats of the sport. This is like Ali, Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Hagler. This is De La Hoya, Pacquiao. This is Pacquiao, Floyd. These are big names in boxing. These are legends. I don't use that word lightly. I don't just call anybody a legend. I'm not gonna call. You mean average fighter?
I don't want to say Caleb Plant, but that's just the first.
No, that's fine. Caleb Plant's great.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call Caleb a perfect example. He's a great fighter. I'm not gonna call him a legend. Right. It's actually a great example. So I don't use that word lightly. These are 2 legends. They're embracing after a fight. It was good to see. The boxing world loved to see it. And who knows? Floyd's 45 and in shape. You don't know what the future holds. I've seen crazier stuff happen. Yeah. Maybe he comes out and fights Canelo. Who knows?
Seems like he's promoter mode for me. That would be amazing if that ever happened. Like maybe an exhibition is more likely than Floyd risking his record. I don't think he would do that, but maybe like an exhibition one day. Who knows? But just to quickly, I did want to touch on he was there in promoter mode to back up this 17-year-old kid, Curmel Moton. Is that how you pronounce his name? How do you pronounce his name? Just an absolute phenom. Prodigy that people compare him to the next Tank Davis. He absolutely put it on his opponent. First round TKO, incredible stuff. So I think Floyd's very happy to promote this kid and keep the money team rolling and all the incredible talent that they have.
You hit it on the head there. Prodigy, Floyd's happy to promote this kid. I think the 2 of them together, Curmel. Who else, if you're a 17-year-old kid with great boxing talent, who else would you want in your corner? You want a guy like Floyd behind you. You want a guy like Floyd Mayweather backing you. And I know Floyd's huge on this guy. I was there live next to Floyd watching Jermell get the finish. It was a first-round finish. His first professional fight ever. Jermell Moton is now 1-0. And, man, the future is so bright for that kid. I can't wait to see where he goes in 5 years, 10 years. We could be looking at the next all-time great.
Yep.
The way he fought a guy who was 4-0, 3 knockouts, and he wasn't fighting no slouch, and he disposed of him in the first round like just a cakewalk. So, and Floyd doesn't just back anyone like that and give anyone his blessings and talk so positive. and when Floyd's talking positive about a guy like that, you got to believe Floyd, because Floyd's a master of the game of boxing. His IQ is up there with her. So, Curmel, the future's bright. We inside fighting myself, yourself back in LA, editing the videos, posting the videos. Inside fighting is a 2-man show, baby. We were on the scene. We were in Curmel's locker room after the big win. We were there with Floyd, and Floyd, if you guys check out the interview, it's on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Floyd was ecstatic with the big win. And one thing he said when I was interviewing Floyd, he said Curmel's going to be a millionaire at 18 years old.
Yeah, that was my favorite part. It was, hey, because that's what I think where my favorite part of that interview was that Floyd wasn't just talking about his success in the ring. He was talking about what steps do we do as promoters, as his manager, whatever, that isn't just about making money for us, that it's about like, how do we make you a better boxer, but also keep you safe and make the most money possible for you. And that resonated with me because I genuinely believed it, because Floyd practices what he preaches. He did that. You may not like the guy. He did that for himself, and he's doing it for his fighters. This is in the best interest of this young kid, and I love it. I love to see it, and I actually believe it's going to come.
You saw what Floyd did. Yeah, you saw what Floyd did with Tank Davis. I can only imagine what he's going to do with Curmel Moton.
Yeah.
And Curmel, the kid, is incredibly poised. Probably more mature than myself.
He's a smart kid.
The kid is 17 years old. I got to interview him twice throughout the weekend. The guy's poised. He's good on camera. He's humble. He's confident. He has all the tools.
He's ready to go.
So,
he's ready to go.
Yeah. Curmel, I was there for his first fight. I can't wait to see him every time he laces up those gloves. And Floyd mentioned something because, we know Floyd's not done boxing. He does exhibitions. And he said that, hey, Curmel might be featured on his card, maybe a co-main event when he's doing his exhibition. So,
right. Yeah.
That duo, we saw what Floyd did with Tank, and Tank's a mega superstar now in the world of sports, not just boxing. Rappers love Tank. Tank is like a household name now.
Yeah.
Imagine what Floyd is going to do with Curmel.
Oh, it's his next fight. I guarantee you, Curmel is going to have if his main event or a co-main event or whatever, he will have a big time rapper, actor, somebody in his corner walking out with him. You can guarantee it. It's going to happen.
So back to Canelo. One more thing before we wrap this subject up. Everyone wants to know the question everyone's asking is, who's he fighting next? I will say this. I do want to say this is Canelo shies away from no opponents. People have been begging to see him versus David Benavidez at 168 pounds. I see ignorant comments that Canelo's ducking Benavidez. I see all types of comments. Guys, you guys watch boxing and you guys know Canelo and you know his personality. He ducks nobody. The guy moved up to fight Bivol, an undefeated fighter at the highest weight class of all time, 175. Canelo's not ducking David Benavidez. That fight will happen.
Yeah.
I'm not an insider in Canelo's camp. He knows me. I'm not a Canelo insider. I'm not a David Benavidez insider. Common sense tells me, I know Canelo's personality. He's not going to duck that fight. Canelo's a fucking, in Mexican, in Spanish, the Mexicans call it a chingon. He's a badass motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's not scared of Benavidez. He'll make that fight happen. That's a mega fight, and that fight will do a couple million pay-per-views because Benavidez is a Mexican monster.
Yeah.
From Phoenix, Arizona. Canelo's, from Mexico, Guadalajara, Mexico. They're fighting for everything. They're fighting for Mexican pride. They're fighting for legacy. Canelo's all about legacy. When it's all said and done, we will see Canelo fight Benavidez, and that fight is going to be crazy. It'll happen.
You got to do it in Vegas or in Mexico. Unbelievable. Probably
the biggest fights in the world happen in Vegas. They'll be in Vegas.
Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly, Cap. That's the fight to make. If not, he's I know he wants that Bivol rematch at some point, but I think that the Benavidez fight is just that's the one.
Hey, well, listen, this has been another great podcast. Before we get out of here, last thing, we both saw what Conor posted tonight.
So Conor McGregor went to Instagram, posted some sparring footage and sparring photos. And in the comment here, let me just read it out just so we can do this accurately here. He said, find my targets, hit them, fuck the consequences, you're going down. This is fighting. Sparring day with Slick, Grodz Nikolai. Always a banger of a spar with the Slick fella. Submitted my stuff to Nowitzki. Ball rolling. See you soon, you little light work bitch. So that is obviously for Michael Chandler, but
everything you said there, the only line that mattered was the last line.
Correct.
Everything else he said was just talk. The last line he said, he submitted what?
Submitted my stuff to Nowitzki, ball rolling. So it looks like he has either submitted paperwork or a test.
Right.
Right.
Jeff Nowitzki, we all know he works at the UFC. He's the director of what? Health and
Performance.
The official title?
Health and Performance Director.
So we all know he's the one who gives, he busts people if they're cheating, and he works closely with USADA. Conor said in his Instagram post, ball rolling. So ball rolling means he has to be in the USADA pool for 6 months. We're in October. Today's October 4th. So what's 6 months from now? It would be
April 4th.
March.
April 4th. Sorry.
October, November, December, January, February,
April.
March. It would be March. Yeah, March. So I would anticipate Conor's return March 2024 versus, they say Chandler. At this point, if that fight happens, if it doesn't happen, I don't care. Conor is primetime TV. He's like an Nate Diaz. He's like a Floyd Mayweather. He's like a Canelo. I don't give a fuck if he fights the janitor of the T-Mobile Arena. If Conor's fighting, fans are tuning in.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to speculate his opponent. You know why? Because we have 6 months to figure out. Conor's going to fight who Conor wants to fight. Him and Dana are good friends. They'll figure it out. Him, Dana, Hunter Campbell, they'll get together in a room. The meeting of the minds. They'll figure out the best opponent for Conor. Most fans will speculate it's Michael Chandler because they were on the Ultimate Fighter. That's supposed to be the scheduled fight. If that fight happens, amazing. Man, 2 brawlers. They're gonna throw hands. I would love that fight, but like I said, no matter who Conor fights,
tough spot for Chandler though. If it's not him, he's been waiting all this time. He's just holding on for dear life that he can still get that fight. But I think it happens. But Conor likes to toy with people a little bit, so I'm hoping that he's just drawing it out to toy with Chandler a little bit.
Chandler's in a good spot. He's made a lot of money in the UFC, and I think he wants the Conor McGregor fight. But I saw something today. He also mentioned Nate Diaz. I
did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Chandler said he would like to fight Nate Diaz. Can you talk about a good fight? I mean, bro, we all know Nate Diaz. He said it himself. He's coming back to the UFC after he's done, boxing. He'll probably bounce back and forth, boxing, UFC, and we go back to boxing. I mean, we all know he's going to get the Conor trilogy, and now we got Michael Chandler calling him. I don't know if Michael Chandler wants that smoke.
I mean,
Nate's a big boy. Nate's a big guy now. He doesn't fight at 155 no more. Nate fights at 170.
And he's coming off a boxing camp. Just his striking is going to be at an all-time high. That's well rested, all that stuff.
So that's great for the fight community. Whenever you see Conor, say, hey, because people have been wondering if he's in USADA for months now. And he's chiming in that, hey, the ball's rolling. Hey, so I would expect to see Conor in March of 2024. Mark my words, we'll rewind this clip in 6 months. Conor's going to headline T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas of March of 2024, probably March 5th, 6th, 7th, whatever. We'll be here. We'll be here, and fans will be here. Ireland will be here. It'll be insane.
It works in the timeline that it could be for UFC 300. So that would be the ultimate headliner at UFC 300. Conor McGregor.
That would be insane.
Insane.
Listen, viewers, thank you for watching. We really appreciate the support. You guys can tell Jesse's a fucking humble guy. He loves the sport. I love the sport. I'm a lover, not a fighter. We appreciate you guys tuning in. I don't like these podcasts to run too long. You got any final words, Jesse Rowe?
No, just that it's been a pleasure, Cap. Great job this weekend, and enjoy Vegas, man. I like doing these podcasts from a sports book. We should make this a habit. I like the vibe.
It's a fitting background.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about Andrew. This is my boy right here. You disrespect him, you're disrespecting me.
Inside fighting. Shout out to Inside Fighting.